towards that transparency will be to demand that his front bench team from the 1st of April make sure that any family members employed as part of their parliamentary staff are registered in the Register of Members' Interest. Now, we were interrupting Joel Hills, our business correspondent, who's with a guest up there in the northeast, talking about the regional economic prospects. Let's return to Joel now. Joel.
Yeah, as I was saying, Northern Rock is a big employer in this region, 6,500 jobs out on the line here. Obviously, everyone has a vested interest, every taxpayer has a vested interest in the bank, but here in the northeast, it also means jobs. There's a report in the Financial Times this morning which says whatever happens to Northern Rock, and on Monday we should know who's interested in bidding, that jobs will be lost inevitably. Now, as well as jobs and the people employed by the bank, there are the shareholders. A lot of them are not the big pension funds and the big large investors that you'd expect. Northern Rock has a large number of smaller shareholders with much smaller stakes. One of them joins me now. His name is Robin Ashby. He's representing 100,000 of them. Now, Robin, when your stake in Northern Rock at its peak was worth around £4,000 today, you were telling me earlier it's worth around 400. What do you want to see happen to the bank?
Well, we want to see Northern Rock continuing here in Newcastle with good quality jobs, supporting the Northern Rock Foundation, the charity, and with an independent existence under the Northern Rock name. That's our broad objective in all of this, and what we are looking at are the proposals that are being made which most closely align with that objective.
Okay, you have interest as a shareholder. The taxpayer clearly has an interest. We're in the tune to billions of pounds to Northern Rock. Surely the bottom line here is that at the end of the day, nationalisation would be the best thing. The taxpayer has to get his money back. It's taxpayers' money that's keeping the bank alive. Really, shareholders have ceded their right to have a say.
I don't think that's the case at all. After all, Northern Rock went to the Bank of England as the bank of last resort, as it was entitled to do, and it was government policy and Bank of England policy decided to name and shame them, bring this in the open, and cause the run on the bank.
So you think the government has a hand in this, and therefore
The government has a responsibility in all of this, and therefore we can't just say, oh well, tough luck you guys, we're going to nationalise it. Nationalisation is very rarely the solution to anything, and I've worked in nationalised industries in the past. We have had inefficient nationalised industries that have been privatised and have flown again. Now, of course, also remember that not huge amounts of actual cash have been pumped in. There's lots of guarantees, and there's no gifts here. These are loans on which interest is being paid, and that is actually quite a good deal for the taxpayer.
Now, Richard Branson, we know, is interested in Northern Rock. Is that the bid that you're going to be backing?
No, I ran a straw poll among our members, and 70% would back the Oliphant bid, 30% would back the in-house bid, and 0% want to see the Branson bid succeed. It's really bad for shareholders. It's even worse in a sense than nationalisation. At least we know we're expropriated by the state. The Branson one just picks our pocket for more rights issues and leaves us with a very small percentage of the equity. We don't want that. We want to have a big share of this business going forward because we believe it has a bright future. It will recreate itself, it will create profits, it will bring the jobs back that's so essential here on Tyneside.
Robin Ashby, thank you very much for your time. Over your shoulder there you can see the Gateshead Sage Music Centre, named after another big employer in the region, but built, at least in part, with Northern Rock money. Northern Rock is seeped in the town, the city here, and also the region. It's a big employer, also makes a contribution to the local economy. We'll find out what's going to happen to it, for better or for worse, on Monday.
Joel, thanks very much. This is Sky News. Coming up, the top 3 stories from the Sky News Centre, including all the latest from the stranded ferry, the River Dance. And